Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Marketing Your Practice podcast, the podcast where I get to simplify the marketing and the mindset so chiropractors can increase their income, their impact, and their enjoyment in practice too. One of the questions that I get asked most is how often, how frequently should I be posting on social media for best results? In today's episode, I'm going to break that down for you, and I'm going to talk to you about the best times to post as well. Now, talking about frequency and getting this really nailed is one of the more important factors when it comes to social media. When I'm asked this question, I answer with a question. And that's annoying sometimes. I notice that if I ask somebody a question, they respond back with a question. It frustrates me. But this time here, it's a really important way to respond. The way I respond when somebody asks me this question is, how often can you consistently post high quality content? So that's the answer to that question, to how often should I post? And the answer is, how often can you consistently post high quality content? So there are two components to that. So consistency, first of all. Consistency, I've been banging on about consistency for a long time. Consistency is a real trust factor. If you're not showing up consistently inside the social media feeds, even if the content that you're sharing is really great, then you lose trust. There's this subconscious thing that when I go to have a look at your feed, I'm like, are you for real? Like, I haven't seen you since January. You show up, you share some stuff there too. Is that a reflection of how you're going to be in practice as well? And then the other side of things is, how often can you consistently post high quality content? Because quality will always outperform quantity. Okay, if you're posting one really good piece of content each and every week, it will absolutely outperform another chiropractic practice that's posting every day but's posting rubbish. So quality always outdoes quantity. However, a quantity of quality is what will win at the end. So this is where it comes back to those two things. Now, I often break this down into three different levels of posts. Okay, so level 1 post, level 2 post, and level 3 post. And I suggest that most chiropractors start with level 1 posting and do not move to level 2 until they can show themselves that they can do this consistently for 90 days. And level 1 would be posting 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I'm going to talk about times in a moment. I'll get into the specifics of that. When you have developed a rhythm and a routine for posting, and you can show consistently, and you feel like you are posting high quality content, then you can go into level 2, which would be 5 days a week. Then when you've done that for 90 days consistently, you can move on to level 3, and that would be posting each and every day. I did a lot of research in the preparation for this episode to see if there were any best practices. And the variation is enormous. From one article backed by a whole bunch of research looking at somewhat 91,000 different accounts, were suggesting that best results come from 14 times a week. Minimum. And they were saying posting as much to 3 times a day. And this was perhaps a little less generally on Facebook than on Instagram. And then right the way back to, I found an interview with the head of Instagram, and he was talking about posting 2 or 3 times a week and maybe showing up in the stories twice a day. So there's huge variance that goes across there. And then the variance also, there seems to be different recommendations based on how many followers that you have. That some recommendations that the smaller your account, then perhaps the less frequently that you should be posting, which I found interesting. After spending hours researching this, what I came across is there is no gold standard for how often you should be posting. So if you're looking for that, push that aside. So it does bring us back to that question again of, how often can you consistently create high quality content? And for most chiropractors, most of them can manage 3 times a week, particularly when this might be a time for you to go back and review that 90-day social media plan. But just to touch on that again, I suggested that those 3 posts should be a combination of 2 different types of content. So one of them should be a transformational, educational piece of content that is helping your audience get a result. It's a short video teaching a mum how to settle her baby and sharing with her the role that chiropractic has in calming the nerve system. It's perhaps helping athletes perform better, whoever their audience is that you look after. It's transformational in that it's helping to transform them and get them close to what's important to them. And then 2 of your content pieces should be connection pieces, behind the scenes. It could be something just as simple as sharing a quote, or maybe a testimonial that you just cut and paste from Google, or one that your patients have done there too. But this type of behind the scenes content. Now, my experience is, and certainly inside of the Social Media for CAs course, I've now had a number of CAs that I've trained through this, and I know that just about every CA can get this sorted in well less than 90 minutes a week. And certainly when their skill set gets up, they're able to manage a level 3 posting every day in less than 2 hours a week. So it's not, like many things, it's going to take a little bit of extra time in the early days because you're not great at it. But the more efficient and effective you get with this, you can expect that posting level 1 3 times a week, that's 90 minutes or less. Let's talk a little bit about, is there a best time to post? Because this comes up all the time, as well as a question that I'm asked. Now, you can actually get the data inside both your Facebook and Instagram accounts to find out when your audience is on there. Now, this will tell you. Now, I just looked at mine before we're starting this episode here. And across the week from Monday all the way through to Sunday, there was virtually no different in the activity when my audience was on there. It was well less than 10%. And this is across both Facebook and Instagram. And then when it came to posting times of the day, there were some very subtle differences. For me, it peaked at about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And that was about 20% better, or 20% more people were online at that time compared to the worst time. So it wasn't a significant difference also. Now, that also assumes, though, that even though that you're on there online at that time, it assumes that if I post at that time, that it's going to get to you. Now, you will notice that one of the good things about the algorithm, really what the social media accounts are trying to do, is they're trying to service content that we engage with. And so I know for me that whatever time I get on my social media platform, the same posts from the same people that I love to interact with and the ones that I love to follow show up. So for a long time, I've really been shouting from the mountaintops. It doesn't matter what time that you post. It doesn't matter really, from my account, what days that you post. If you're posting good quality content, then most people, when they open up their accounts, it'll be served to them. But I am going to suggest maybe your account is different from mine. And if you go inside the Instagram, so if you're looking for inside of Instagram, I'll kind of walk you through how you would find that too. Open up your Instagram account, go to the profile section. Now, in the profile section there'll be some kind of professional dashboard. This actually just changed recently, because it used to say insights right from him. Now, I noticed when I look today, mine says professional dashboard. When I click inside of that, it then goes to audience insights. You'll see a little tag there as well. Expand that out so it says see all. Then scroll down a little bit and it says total followers. And then scroll right down to the bottom and you'll see the most active times, and you can see in terms of days and hours. So have a look for your account and see, is there a big difference? Because in your community, you might find that there are very specific times when people are online. Now, you can do the same thing in Facebook by actually going again through the insights, which is over the left-hand side of the page there too. Then when you scroll down, let me take one step back. Go onto your Facebook business page. Over the left-hand side there, you'll see insights. Then if you scroll down a little bit, it'll have your 5 most recent posts. And then if you go down just a little bit for that, there's a link there to expand or show more. Now, when you show more there, it actually opens up, and again, it shows you that same information, what days are people on there, and then what times. And so given that for me and my account, there was such little difference between what days they were on there and what times they're on there, it's just not something that I fuss about at all. In fact, I have a VA that posts for me. I don't communicate to Jason about when to post. We try and spread it throughout the days, Monday morning, Wednesday lunchtime, Friday afternoon, we spread it across there. But I'm not trying to focus in on all of that as well. So this is a shorter episode, but it's one I want to just focus on answering that question for you to be super tactical. And that is, how often should you be posting? Okay. It's a quality game. Okay. How often can you be consistently posting quality content? If you know that you have the systems in place, or maybe in November, I'm starting our second round of social media for CAs. I'm going to take 35 CAs through this, and that is it. 35 only through it. If you want me to train your CA to help you out with this, then you need to join the waiting list. You'll be able to join that over at anguspyke.com, so I can train your CA for you. And they will very quickly, within 6 months, work their way through to where they can actually be posting for you each and every day. Really high quality content. I show them how to come up with the content, put it together. I show them how to research on YouTube and Google, look online to help you come up with fantastic content that is really high quality. I show them how to put together a video that they can work with you for, or at least coach you through putting together also. But maybe you've got this stuff all sorted and you just want some information to help you there as well. So that's posting frequency, folks. Quality always wins out over quantity, but a quantity of quality is what wins out in the end. You might have to listen to that a few different times. Folks, as always, thanks for all that you do. Your community, they really do desperately need you. Step up, learn this stuff, help them out. They are begging to be led, particularly in the health field, right now more than ever. There's never been a better time for us to be chiropractors. There's never been more people looking for vitalistic, naturalistic help. There's never been more people interested in the nerve system than right now, okay? This is your opportunity to go and get them. Till next time, folks. See you soon. Bye. If you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, you have to come and check out my Community Influencer Program. It's my monthly coaching program where we take all this material and I'll work with you to help you apply it, implement it, and systemize it. The Community Influencer Group Coaching Program is designed to help you increase your practice income, impact, and enjoyment. Join me over at anguspyke.com/join. That's anguspyke.com/join. I'd love to see you there.